drinking beer and talking sports. I got my two big brothers here, Red Man and Cat Daddy. And brothers, I'm glad you can make it. Give me a toast as we drink beer and talk sports.
Drink beer, talk sports.
And this here is a brotherly love type of show, and I got my homies in the house. Let's get right to it, fellas. Perez, let's get started. Seen the Bulls game tonight. What were your thoughts on the playoff game between the Heat and the Bulls tonight?
Heat and the Bulls tonight. Tonight's game was very, very, very non-mental on the court. They played, but they didn't play. You understand me? I think bad coaching, bad referees calls and stuff like that. Nate Robinson, Little Mighty Mouse being a major gun and everything. So, but I think more tick need to be brought out to Mark Teague. Randy Hamilton. He need to try a new system in order for them to continue in this playoff.
Did you think? And this is what I saw. That Nate Robinson, although we know he's a gun, seemed to pass the ball a little bit better. What were your thoughts on him just tonight on?
Well, he didn't fall that much tonight. Like he did last
I agree.
So,
he just slapped the plate.
He wasn't sliding around like my brother said. My brother called him a skid mark and stuff because the last game he was falling all over the court. So I guess, they wasn't hanging out the night before with Rick Ross and Lil Wayne and all of them on the yard Jay-Z. So they did good actually. They're not intimidated Miami. They're not intimidated by Miami. And they can go. They can win this series. I believe they're gonna win this series. They will win it.
And as we drink beer and talk sports, Cat Daddy, what is our show sponsored by?
Skins.
That's right, America.
And Perez hot sauce. I'll put that shit on everything.
And Cat Daddy.
I took my face out. Bam.
And as we drink beer and talk sports and eat pork rinds, Cat Daddy, you saw the game, the same game that Red Man and myself saw.
Yeah.
What were your thoughts on the game? You seen a pretty, physical game, a lot of fighting, tussling, bad calls by the ref. What were your thoughts?
A lot of bad calls by the refs, like you said. And a lot of different type of plays that they should have used. Like my brother said, they should have put, I don't agree on Rip. Because Rip, I don't know.
Yeah, I think he's done.
Yeah, he's done.
He needs some Geritol.
Shit, oil.
Yeah.
But we're going to go over there with that.
But you need a journeyman in there, especially
Who's a journeyman?
Okay, so you saying that they can use a veteran player, right? And you saying he's done.
He's done.
No, well, he may be done, but I'm saying, in this situation, it's a playoff game. And, it ain't regular season game. Right. You need a journeyman in there to stop a player like LeBron James, who's playing.
Well, let's not.
And that's why we got Jimmy.
Let's not use the word stop.
Stop, right.
When it comes to LeBron James, limit is the better word.
Okay, well, we'll go with detain. I'll go with detain.
My bad. We still need a journeyman.
Okay.
We still need a journeyman.
So
it's not real.
So, okay.
He ain't got nothing to lose.
So you think as old as Rip Hamilton is, as tired as his legs are, he can limit LeBron James when he win the game?
I wouldn't say limit. I'll say LeBron James because I wouldn't say limit, but I'll say for the first 3 quarters, Jimmy did a good job on LeBron James. He did. So now, why don't you bring Rip in to finish the damage? Right. To close it out. Because what did Rip got to lose? He don't start.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, his career is damn near. He's been in the league for over a decade
now. He got
okay.
6, 2 full-grown
Right. I thought it was 3 himself.
Hold on, man.
You said 2, so we're gonna go with
2. Right. Let's just listen to the philosophy of this young brother over here. He said, "What does Rip have to lose? Because it's the last type of game." You talking about LeBron James? He's a young guy, fresh. His bones don't crack. We talking about Rip Hamilton, right. Okay?
Grady.
Bones cracking.
We
talking about Grady Wilson on Sanford & Son. I think I might want to pass my brother some. You know what I'm saying?
As we drink beer and talk sports and we move on, I want to ask you a question, Cat. Since you got so much to say.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
You got jokes and jokes and jokes and jokes.
Me and Red Man saw. What did you think about Marco Bellinelli's play?
He was good. He's not strong enough. He needs to lift weights like I told him about my main man, Joakim Noah.
Let me ask you a question. Did you think it was a lot of cheap calls on him? He got into foul trouble quick. Every time you see LeBron James,
because they know he was dangerous from the corners. And honestly, not being racial, all white men can shoot a 3-point jumper.
Italiano.
Hey.
Okay, and what did you think about Jimmy Butler's game, Perez?
I think Jimmy Butler game was okay. It wasn't like his top notch game like it was a couple of games ago. But Jimmy did his thing. He did his thing. I mean, what can you say when you got when it's 6 against 5, which is the referees calling crazy ass calls and not calling calls.
So you thought it was some real bad refereing tonight?
Yeah. It wasn't real bad, but it was bad.
It was a little questionable.
Yeah, it was a little questionable. Yeah,
look at him. He had played it.
And
Jimmy!
And I thought that we were just as aggressive as the Heat were, but they were getting all the calls. What did you think?
Well, I don't know. Maybe they travel with their refs. I don't know. I'm telling you, they must travel with their refs because what I seen, it wasn't fair. I'm gonna tell you that right in the gate. It wasn't fair.
I agree.
It wasn't 100%. No fair calling because the Bulls did get hacked and got thrown to the ground, knocked over, steamrolled,
beat up. You know what I think it was? They mad because the bench came out on it. You have a bench whooping on an all-star team. You can't get mad at that.
Right.
And then you can't put them away. So how can you be upset about that and then you want them to be, the champions again? That makes no sense to me.
The people's voice needs to be heard. That's
right.
Why we're drinking beer and talking sports with
right.
Redman and CATDADDY. And it just seemed odd to me, guys, as we drink beer and talk sports, how the refs just put the whistle up whenever LeBron James was doing this and doing this. As we get back into focus. And Bellinelli was getting the call. Jimmy Butler was getting the call.
And everybody that touched LeBron James got a call. LeBron who?
Now check this out.
How many points did he score tonight? Somebody didn't tell me.
I don't know.
Maybe around 20.
About 20.
Did he get his little bucket in?
But look, check this out.
LeBron James, 36-point man.
LeBron James to me is still overrated because
he
don't have if you put him in the category of the Michael Jordan and stuff like that, that's a disrespect to Michael Jordan because LeBron James ain't got defense worth shit to me. You understand me?
Well,
can I cuss?
You can curse.
Okay, cool. All right.
Okay,
field flying field. But LeBron James do not have the defense that Michael. So you can't compare him. Now, if you're gonna compare him, you compare him to Magic Johnson. Okay, fine. He's a big guy. He can dribble. He can bring the ball according to score.
Magic Johnson.
Well, okay, but I'm saying, I agree with that. But Michael Jordan, no, hell no. Hell no.
Well, CATDADDY, what did you think about Magic Johnson compared to LeBron James as we drink beer and talk sports?
Are you kidding? That's the Magic Man. Okay, he can assist more than anybody I've ever seen in my life.
But what else
and score and defend.
Okay.
He's 6'9". What the hell? He can see the whole court.
But then my brother told the point guards coming 7 feet tall.
As we drink beer and talk sports, we saw Carlos Boozer. And don't get me started on Mr. Boozer. Because everybody knows how Mellow Yellow feels about Carlos Boozer.
How long can y'all stay up tonight? Because this is going to be a long
This is going to be a long
Get
your hot cocoa out. Get your hot
get your hot milk.
So, man, what were your thoughts
I'm
on
about
Carlos
to lose my
Boozer?
men's section on this one.
That ain't happening anyway.
Yeah, we're going to need the whole city of Chicago, the construction crew, sanitation to get all that out the way.
What were your thoughts on Booze, though? Mr.
Booze, I don't think I'm not taking nothing away from Carlos Boozer. He's talented. Yeah, he got good offense. But I don't think he's, his killer instinct is weak as all outdoors. And for him to be a forward, he's not aggressive enough.
Right.
Taj Gibson come off the bench and show him what he needs to do when it comes to grabbing the rebounds and when you're in a position to, get aggressive, dunk that ball and things of that nature. But other than that, Boozer, as a power forward, he's average at best.
This is one of my pet peeves if we drink beer and talk sports. Good point, Redman. CATDADDY, one of my pet peeves, and I want you to comment on it. I always would say we need a power forward to be physical, rebound, play defense, knock you down, do that like we do amongst brothers. What are your opinions on what a power forward should be, as opposed to what Boozer is?
Scottie Pippen all around player.
But he's a small forward.
They keep saying that bullshit, but he can play it.
No, he couldn't.
Yes, he could.
Against who? Simeon or something? Against who?
They don't understand.
Brother Rice?
The man was
against
great.
who?
That's why he's
CBS or something. I'm just trying to figure this out because
I disagree. And whoever else disagree with me, let us know.
So what are y'all thoughts on Joakim Noah? Our coveted center that's so versatile.
He's the same thing. He can play all the.
I'll throw one out there.
Right, he always center running the ball up court.
Because he's that talented, maybe.
That's what I say about all of them.
So I have
my brother
friend
over here telling me that a point guard has a certain height. What's the certain height for a point guard?
Bruh, I didn't say
No, I'm asking America. What's the certain height for a
America
point
ain't
guard?
respond to you
People
right
will
now.
say,
You asking me what a...
Let's ask...
No, yeah.
Well,
I would think most Americans would be maybe 6'2", 6'3".
Nowadays,
that's kind of an average.
6'5"
6'5" is off guard. 6'6" is off guard height. So if you do have a point guard that tall, then you got a bonus maybe. But then it's a matchup problem on defense because you're going against a smaller guard that may be quicker. So, it's pros and cons to that as we drink beer and talk.
Which is a bunch of crap, as usual.
As we look at
play the game the way the game's supposed to be played, your point guard is how tall?
It averages 6 feet
No,
to 6 foot
it doesn't.
But
here we go again.
Every team is different,
Here we go again.
Okay, so what is your average height of a point guard?
I give him to almost 6'5". That's it.
Okay, well that's fair.
That's fair.
That's it.
That's what you think.
But LeBron is how tall? What does he play?
LeBron is 6'8".
And what
he's
point?
A 4.
And what else does he? Wait, what else does he play?
Point guard, small guard, and small forward.
All right, so
hello, did I just not say that?
We all big and Billy Badass on point guards, power, point forwards. I'm gonna ask you a question, CATDADDY, since you have so much to say.
Wait, hold on, I gotta get back over here.
We got Scottie Pippen and we got LeBron James. Pound for pound, inch for inch, who's the better player?
Scottie.
Okay, and why is that?
Because he can shoot the jumper just like LeBron. He can penetrate just like LeBron.
Okay.
The only difference between him and LeBron is he played defense.
And LeBron's a little bigger.
I was going to go with weight. I was going to go
but if you got all that weight, hold on, America.
But
if you go with all that weight and you can't play defense, what good are you?
No, he can play defense. He don't want to. LeBron James can play defense,
but he don't want to.
But he's trying to go against Nate Robinson.
You notice they said he don't want to.
He don't want to.
Oh, so he picked his job. That's why the Bulls got in trouble tonight.
America.
He picked his job.
America.
He picked his job.
I love CATDADDY, and I love Edge, Malt Liquor, and I also love pork rinds. But I'm not going to sit here and buy the fact that you're going to sit here and tell me LeBron James does not play defense. And just like somebody told me Kobe don't play defense, which is a crock of shit, America. We all know that Kobe Bryant plays defense and LeBron James plays. Now, if you're going against somebody like Nate Robinson, a little small, quick point guard, yeah, he can't stick somebody that small, but he can stick every other position.
A legend can.
Well, Jordan couldn't stick no little small ass point guard. Allen Iverson did him. There was a lot of little small guards which Jordan normally didn't go against.
So why did they need Jimmy?
Now Pippen could stick everybody on the court.
Thank you.
You can't take that away.
I said. That's
one player we know.
That's all I said from the heart. Nobody listens to me.
So again, I'm gonna ask you if you had a choice, and I think you already gave me this answer. It was Pippen between LeBron and Pippen. Who would you take?
Scottie Pippen.
And how about you?
If I had a choice between LeBron and Pippen,
in their prime,
not
depending on who's on their team. So Pippen without Jordan, LeBron without Dwayne Wade, and anybody else he's ever had.
Oh, I'll go with LeBron.
Okay, that's fair. What are your reasons for that?
I'll go with LeBron without the squad that he got right now. I'll go with LeBron because LeBron was all the way talented. As far as the defense, his defense wasn't impressive to me.
See, you keep saying the same thing.
Listen,
and Scotty had defense.
Listen,
Hush, secret squirrel,
hush, be quiet for a minute. Put a lock on, lock low and lock shut it up and load it down.
See that? That's what I'm talking about.
I would roll with LeBron because LeBron took a weak ass Cleveland Cavaliers team to the NBA championship. He didn't have no star players around him like he got right now with Miami.
Yeah, Michael didn't need them.
I did ask him to shut the hell up, and we ain't talking about Michael, right? We ain't talking about Michael Jordan. Now, LeBron carried his weight, okay, when he was with Cleveland. He proved his status, okay? But now that he got with Miami, he in the comfort zone because Dwayne Wade over there, Chris Bosh, he got Killer Mike Miller, he got all of them over there. You know, to do what they make it do what it do. So that's why he got comfy on defense. Right. That's what I'm saying. He can play defense. He don't want to play defense.
Well, how you gonna make your team?
Man, I'm telling you.
America.
What you do?
America.
America. What kind of
we are in your living room eating your pork rinds.
That's right.
Watching your colored TV, talking about sports and drinking beer with Red Man, CATDADDY, and I am
red hot sauce.
Tasty, baby.
That's right. Thanks, red hot sauce.
So as we talk about basketball and these playoffs and LeBron James and old school
I'm not finished yet. He got me
crying
over here.
He's crying. Why are you crying, CATDADDY?
Because I think it's an insult to let them talk about Scottie Pippen like that. Pippen was an all-around player. That's why he's in the World Hall of Fame. Okay? That was some crap. And what he said, you stop messing with him.
Hey, get your hand off
there.
Right.
He been locked up. He been locked up.
He been fresh out the joint. Hey,
I love the ladies. You remember I left you ladies on our 911.
I was wondering why you stayed on 27th in California.
See, this is why he take a scenic route when we go past Cook County Jail and shit. He always go around. He take the exit.
Yeah, they ain't going around.
He take the scenic route.
We drink beer, talk sports. and obviously basketball is the main topic right now. Yeah. What are your thoughts about Steph Curry, Perez, as we look at the playoffs and how dominant he's been and how he's been doing San Antonio, how he did Denver, how he's got the sweetest J in the game, ugly handles, and no one thought he would even be a first-round pick, even in the league and be good at what he does.
Well, I'll say Steph Curry, Stephen Curry, Stephon, Stephen, whatever y'all want to call him. Well, I know for sure his last name Curry because his daddy Dale used to play in the NBA. We all know that. Curry. And Steph Curry got the green light from Mark Jackson, the coach, because Steph Curry is a good ass shooter. He is. He drops it. Mm-hmm. I don't give a fuck who in his face or if they leave him by itself. Goddamn it, he gonna definitely drop it.
What do we call it? We call it butter or parquet.
There you go.
That's how cold he is.
Ain't no such thing as imperial. You know what I mean? So butter or parquet, that's what Stephen Curry do. Stephen Curry improved his status. You know, what I think Stephen Curry need to work on, he got to get a little bit more stronger mentally with his leadership with Golden State. Mm-hmm. That's a young squad, man. Them boys is energetic. Them boys running like ooh. Thoroughbreds, they out there. And Charles, they left and right.
I understand why
they have
talking the way you talking.
And when I understand where it goes wrong against San Antonio. San Antonio proved in game one. They didn't come back. Golden State was beating their ass. Right. They was. And San Antonio came back. I told my brother Mike that, Golden State got that. So no, they not. I said they playing against a fundamentally sound team. Mm-hmm. So them boys ain't got nothing to hide. They gonna come back. Yeah. Tim Duncan out there. Yeah. So what? But Tim Duncan gonna do his part. Ginobili changed the game on that first game. But now they going to, game 3 or 4. Man, that's right, man. Stephen Curry need to get mentally. He need to tighten up on his mental block to keep Golden State. If Golden State gonna beat San Antonio, that's the way I look at it.
And what did you think about your favorite team, the LA Lakers, taking a bow out in the first round?
Oh, terrible.
As I enjoy this fine malt beverage, drinking beer, talking sports with CATDADDY. Cheers, brothers. Cheers.
The way I feel about that, I might as well get down on these sports cans right now. That's right. I might as well get down on these sports cans. Terrible. No comment. And I'll toast with the red hot.
So do you want to tell America how you truly feel about your coveted LA Lakers?
Right, really.
And your famed, high exalted center that you want to covet and say he's one of the best centers in the last 20 years?
Well, Wizard.
Well, I'll tell you in the beginning.
He failed because I still wear my Bulls, even though they.
Well, I don't know. Maybe CATDADDY explained everything because
I can't explain nothing. I don't like the Lakers.
Okay,
I never did.
Why don't you put a hole in? Shut the hole.
Hey, ladies,
in
you notice how he said that? He said,
put the hole in your mouth. Put the hole.
I don't know what
Shut
that's
the hole
about.
in your face. Now, check this out. My Lakers went through a terminal season. They did. It was crazy. It was, well, did I pronounce that right? I guess I did.
The terminal season, okay.
Terminal season. Now, here's the thing. Injuries, left and right. Did nobody expect them to,
one of them cost $25,000.
Okay, that's fair. Go ahead.
Okay. Now, because I thought you asked me the question, because I'm trying to explain. But
if your name ain't Jermaine, don't take it personal.
Right. All right. Right on.
You don't know
all right. Right on. See, this is my fan. This cuz here, right? This is my cousin. But the Lakers.
Damn me.
Everybody already know you already. He is that sensitive gangster. That's a sensitive gangster over there.
He's a kiss.
That's a sensitive gangster over there and stuff. He drink.
I say that because he might grab me. Come here, boy.
And we talk sports. Remember, we talk sports like this every night.
He'll fuck
so
around.
we're gonna get it out there.
He'll fuck around
later.
He'll fuck around making
who's wrong.
He'll fuck around making a cup of tea after he sneezes. After his first sneeze, he'll make a cup of tea with lemon in it. You say it like that. But here's my thing with the Lakers.
A shot of brandy don't hurt.
The Lakers situation was this. Yeah, they got the Dwight Howard. Yeah, they got Steve Nash. They picked up them two major players.
Yeah.
I flowed with them because I always thought from the beginning when they first got them, it was a good move. But the thing was the injuries and the non-connection and non-structure. But what was told to me was that they wasn't going to make the playoffs, and they did. They was the 7th seed.
Yeah, I say, can I play devil's advocate now? You're sitting here saying that you thought it was a good trade, but you knew about the injuries. Well, wouldn't that kind of influence your trade if you knew that both of them had injuries, pre-existed? Like, everybody knew about Dwight Howard's back. Everybody knew Steve Nash is old, plus he was injured. Well past his prime, well past his 2 MVP seasons, yet you go out and pick him and expect you're going to make the finals. I think that they were thinking, and I'm just real quickly now, I'll let you talk. The thing with Nash, he's 8 years past his prime probably. And then Dwight Howard was in a weak-ass Eastern Conference. Yeah, he's a good to great center, but he never played against the type of competition he did in the West Coast. Mm-hmm. And he's coming off of back surgery. So don't you think your expectations may have been a little bit high? I'm just asking. Considering both of those situations, and then Kobe Bryant at 34 going on 35.
Sound like a bionic man.
Just asking.
Most definitely my expectations was very high. They got the Dwight Howard, they got Steve Nash. Yeah. We needed a guard. We needed a dominant man in the center. Not taking nothing away from Paul Wall, not taking away from Paul Gasol, and not taking away from Andrew Bynum.
Then Paul Gasol, but past his prime.
Listen, hear me out. Steve Nash injuries was nagging injuries, but it turned out to be major because, hey, he wasn't right there with them in the playoffs. Dwight Howard, yeah, his injury with the back and the shoulders and all that, but he still was there. Red flag, big time. But the thing is, me being a Laker fan, I ignored all that.
Right, sew him up, put him back out there.
So I ignored all that.
Say it again, CATDADDY.
Sew him up and put him back out there.
That's true.
I ignored all that because I figured that even though they was having bumps in the roads and obstacles in their course and trying to get to the finish line, they Lakers. I'm a fan of Lakers. And no matter what people said all season, they ain't gonna make it. They were 7th seed in the playoffs.
They were 7th seed because Utah Jazz just.
Well, that ain't my problem.
That's not your problem.
It's not. I can care less about Utah Jazz whether they choke. They choke. My Lakers made it. That was always important to me. I'm giving it to you.
They made it all the way to their living room couch right about now.
They made it to the America. Utah beat them to the couch.
Whether my brothers and them agree or disagree with me, I have something to say. America is built on players that play sports from the heart, not from the dollar. The LA Lakers is Hollywood. Who cares?
Showtime.
Miami is Hollywood. Who cares? Chicago is straight from the heart. Cold winters, cold nights. When the heat ain't on, the heat is not there.
Kumbaya.
Hey, we do what we need to do to survive in this city.
Kumbaya.
You gotta remember that. Always.
Cuts.
It's always it's always hot in Miami.
That's true.
It's always hot in California.
That is true.
It ain't always hot in Chicago.
Right.
We have to bring it. That's why we are the way we are. And whether people don't want to believe it or not, we are the baddest city that ever walked this earth.
I want to ask you guys some questions.
And take it from Cat Daddy.
And Cat Daddy, I want you to be the first
And I
one.
love the ladies. Ladies, please. Please. I don't want a whole lot of y'all. I just want 2 or 3. If you all don't come along, Lord, I'm hurt. My heart is so. Help me lose some weight. Help me out. Help
As
me
we
out.
drink beer, talk sports. Thanks for that candid, opinionated segment from Cat Daddy himself.
You know it's the truth.
As we move on, and we're gonna real quickly, because you're an old school cat, we're gonna talk old school football and basketball, but old school football. In your opinion, I want you to name me the top 5 running backs that you've ever seen in your life. As we get it moving on, drinking beer, talking sports, America. From yours truly, Mellow Yellow, Red Man, Cat Daddy. Let's go.
You know what? They say the top 5.
In your opinion.
I'm only going to go with one. That's Walter Payton and Barry Sanders.
That's not one. That's 2.
Okay.
You are cross-eyed, so
I mean, hell, I seen twins. One of them fit on me.
So you got Peyton, Barry Sanders. You ain't got no other running backs you like? Jim Brown, Neil Anderson, Matt Sue. I don't know who. Oh, so
Matt Suey.
He's
That's
a fullback, right? I was just trying to see if you're on your game. Red Man, what do you got for your top 5 running backs? Live and direct in the studio, drinking beer.
So do you want me to start from 5 to 1 or 1 to 5?
You can go from 5 to 1.
Okay, number 5, Earl Campbell.
Okay.
Number 4, Billy Sims.
Billy Sims, wow.
Number 3, Barry Sanders. Number 2, take that back. Number 3, Tony Dorsett. Because I was Tony Dorsett fan, so I don't fan.
He was alright, but he couldn't take a hit.
Number 2, Barry Sanders. Number 1, Walter Payton.
I want to stop right here. You said who couldn't take a hit?
Oh, I'm sorry. I messed that up.
I'm just asking, because that's what we do when we drink beer and we talk sports.
I messed that up, America.
We like
Barry Sanders was good. He threw that up.
But who did you say could not take a hit?
Barry Sanders.
Not Barry Sanders. You said Billy Sims or Tony Dorsett, right?
Right. That's what I meant.
Why? What? So you saw him play his entire career. You're an older cat.
That's what I meant to say.
Could he take a hit?
Because I put Barry Sanders out there along with Walter Payton.
Do you think Tony Dorsett could take a hit?
America. Forgive me. Huh?
Could he take a hit?
Who?
Tony Dorsett.
No.
Okay. Was Billy Sims slow?
Hell no.
Then why'd you say that? You just trying to be funny?
He messed me up. He threw a quick question out there and messed my world up.
What the hell do you mean I threw a quick question out there?
As we drink beer and talk sports, and we frolicking with 2 brothers.
He got me crying over him, man.
Check it out. If you had one game to win, you had 2 quarterbacks. Sorry, America. Named Aaron Rodgers and named John Elway.
Who would you take? Me, man.
Who would you take?
John Elway.
And why? Why would you take John Elway?
I would take John Elway because John Elway has a very, very, very on top, above and beyond average of the field when it comes to pressure. He's a quarterback. He's definitely
he has a history.
He's definitely the type of quarterback that I would want on my squad to lead me down to that field in order for us to score a touchdown and win that game or a field goal. I'll go with John Elway.
Side note, 5 Super Bowls, 2 wins. Pretty good. How about you? Who you got? John Elway or Aaron Rodgers? And let's be honest, Aaron Rodgers' career is not over, so it's kind of hard to judge opposed to John Elway. But from your eye test, your litmus test, from these pearly eyes, what do you think from what you see? You watch football a lot longer than any of us.
Aaron Rodgers because of his accuracy.
Okay. But you gonna tell me Elway wasn't accurate?
Yeah, Elway was good. He never won a championship. He never won a championship.
He won 2 championships.
John Elway.
He won 2
John
championships.
Elway, yes.
Denver Broncos.
Yes.
Terrell Davis.
What games was you watching, man? Oh, my bad. What games was watching you? That's what it was. That's all it is.
Y'all talking about John Elway?
John Elway.
Yes. I'm gonna ask y'all another question since we can't seem to get this one right.
So okay, we can't get no question
No,
right
you
now.
y'all can't get that one
We
right.
done went left.
We're gonna move on to basketball again because I know how much you love it.
We going back to football.
Okay, football.
Damn, what he talking about?
Who's your favorite wide receiver of all time, Cat Daddy, and why?
Lynn Swan, Valentino,
Why is that?
because he can always catch the ball, and he can always catch on the line, no matter which way he went. Field goal, touchdowns. His balance is off the chain.
Do you think Lynn Swan ate pork rinds?
Hell yeah!
That's all we need to know. No wonder he chose it.
Okay.
Your turn, Red Man.
They shared a few $2 pound bags together. But no, my favorite receiver was Kelly Winslow.
Okay.
Kelly Winslow Sr.
Oh, you
Senior,
went
yeah.
way
Not
back
junior.
in the cut.
Not tattoo parlor junior,
Right,
but
right.
senior.
Kelly Winslow was my favorite receiver because he, for him to be a tight end, that man had hands like wide receiver left and right. He changed the game.
Mm-hmm.
He changed the game. And I was like, he reminded me of myself. And I had to go with it. I had to go with it.
Wide receivers, Steve Large. Not. I used to be a big fan of Chris Carter. I love Chris Carter because
he was accurate.
He was precision, accuracy on his route running.
Exactly.
Had hands, never would drop the ball. Had deceiving speed. You didn't think he was fast, but he was faster than you ever would give him credit for. And never dropped the ball. Would always be right with. Art Monk was another one. What about you, Cat Daddy?
I'm gonna go with the Chicago Bears, Dennis Gentry.
Okay, that's fair.
Okay,
He wasn't. He played a little bit of everything.
Man, he was misused. That was one of the most misused players.
He's kind of
he was the most multi-purpose man.
Play wide receiver.
And he had sure hands.
Yeah, sure hands.
Okay.
He had good hands award.
He was one of the most misused football players in the league.
Another one, the one who killed the game. I don't give a shit what his height was, size was, whatever, but that man showed skills from A to Z is Jerry Rice. I gotta give him all the credit.
You gotta give him credit.
I gotta give him all the credit in the world. That dude there was bringing it.
First 7 8 years was pretty fast.
Man, that dude was bringing it.
I thought he was.
Well, he had some of the Lynn Swan skills.
No, he wasn't leaping on nobody. He ran his route.
Lynn Swan wasn't leaping on nobody. He was tiptoeing.
That's why he leaped on motherfucking shoulders and necks. That's because he was doing ballerina and shit. That's why you love him so much. Because y'all probably was in the same class.
So he wasn't
doing the ballerina and shit.
Lynn Swan made a lot of big
what you trying to say? His name matched his skills?
I'm trying to say that you agree that he's your favorite wide receiver, just so y'all was in the same class.
If you had one game, Cat Daddy, would you take Lynn Swan over Jerry Rice? If you had one game to win.
Yeah. You'd have lost your mind.
How much you had to drink tonight?
You'd have lost your mind.
I mean, we're talking about a man with balance, man.
So you like ballerinas is what you're saying.
I'm not saying that.
They was in the same class together.
That doesn't mean, ballerinas, that's their thing. But a skillful person is a skillful person.
America, look at this mug. This guy likes ballerinas.
They're trying to make me feel like Fred Sanford. But I'm not Fred Sanford.
Okay, so I'm going to ask you another question. Who had the strongest arm you ever seen in football?
Ooh.
Strongest arm.
Ooh.
As Redman comes
Doug Williams.
Doug Williams. From Southern University? Is that what you're saying?
Wait, we had one more. Because we had on Chicago team too. Vince Evans. Vince Evans
couldn't hit the backside of a barn.
No, he couldn't. He target was always he wasn't targeted.
If he hit the ball, he put a hole in it.
He sure would. But Vince,
one of wide receivers.
That was one of my questions today when I was drinking beer and texting sports. I asked all of the crew, Easy, Paul Harvey, DeLocke, Mac Pirelli, Big Sexy, everybody. I asked him. Big Dave. I was like, who had the strongest arm? And a lot of them said Vince Evans. So
Vince Evans. He did.
That's not front on the gym.
And then what made it so bad, he had Scott with him. Scott caught a lot of his balls.
Scott who?
James
Scott.
Okay.
James Scott.
Chicago Bears, right?
That's right.
What about Emory Moorhead? Did you like him?
For what reason?
You heard it right here.
Because his name was Emory Moorhead. For what reason?
Oh man, angry man. He's angry for no reason.
Perez, come back over here.
What up?
I want you to get up close and personal. Okay. We're throwing up the
right.
G.
You come to America, now, man.
You've seen a lot of defensive players in your time.
Right.
You've seen a lot of
your brother used to be going to take it all fat.
Defensive ends, cornerbacks. Who is the greatest cornerback you've ever seen as we try to focus and tell America right now your favorite cornerback in history and why?
Oh, Everson Walls. You know, Dallas Cowboy. I'll tell you that right in the gate.
Everson
Walls. Man,
your greatest corner?
That's a great choice.
I'm telling you, man.
That's what he like.
The man.
Mind your business, basically.
Exactly. Wait your turn.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Don't make me check you. I ain't even got you on the corner, and you out here cutting up. I don't know if you're gonna get my hose, you know.
Mellow Yellow has lost control.
I don't know if my hoes say so and shit. He tripping, you know what I'm saying? But no, but on the real though, I was just bullshit. But on the real though, Everson Walls was a great cornerback. He really, really was. And in his era, and what he competed with and what he was going through, he stood out the ground. Mm-hmm. You know, he really, really did. He competed. He picked off pass left and right. He led the league in interceptions, you know, when he was a Dallas Cowboy, stuff like that. And yeah, I throw it out there because I'm a Dallas Cowboy fan and I love Dallas Cowboys. But at the time, but at the time though, I was, you know, with Dallas Cowboys when they got Everson Walls. I was Dallas Cowboy fans before Everson Walls came around. But he did show his true colors. He did show his true colors. Can't name one Bear my bad, Chicago Bear, who led the league in interceptions and stuff like
Jennings
that.
led the league last year.
Who?
Jennings. Duh, Tim Jennings. Hello.
Okay, well, first of all,
I just did. Now,
first of all, we gonna go ahead.
Always been Lakers.
Well, first of all,
he wonder why he all yellow.
Right.
But that's so beautiful.
Well, you got quiet real quick.
I did. But check this out. But first of all, this one over here been talking from left to right. You can't get him to shut up. Right. You know, so damn, if you're a fan of who you are, then name your players. I named mine.
He did name his
Lakers,
players.
I did name my players.
I'm telling you, name my player. My favorite cornerback, surprisingly enough, everybody, the quick pick, everybody's favorite pick, Deion Sanders. I like Darryl Green. Washington Redskins.
Man, quick.
Fastest player probably in NFL history.
That
outside
man.
of maybe Deion. That's debatable. Played, 17 years, 16 years, long career. Perennial Pro Bowler. He was picked in that 83 draft with Marino, Elway, all in was at 83, 84, that draft. He was like a 29 pick in that draft, and yet he ended up playing longer than any of them.
And he is quick. He is quicker than the hiccup.
Quicker than the hiccup. That's my favorite cornerback. How about you?
Quicker than the hiccup.
Where's the cynical laugh? Watch it, boys. Little boys and malt liquor.
They don't know me very well.
He got to get his answer from the edge.
Yeah. He gonna use the force.
Force.
Hold a pork rind up to the sky. You'll find out. Say Deion like you want to say.
This is hilarious, man. This is hilarious.
Okay, let me see.
Let's see.
Like
ding, 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 ding.
Because there's been a lot of them, man. There's a lot of them.
What is your opinion? America would love to know. America ain't got all night. America got to go to sleep and go to work tomorrow.
Well, then they forgot about me.
All right, we'll go to a different position. Defensive end. You got Richard Dent. You got Charles Haley. You got Reggie White. You got so many great defensive ends. Who's your favorite defensive end in history?
Richard Dent.
How about you?
I say Reggie White. Reggie White. Reggie White. To me, I'm telling you, Reggie White on the strength that Reggie White had skills. Mm-hmm. You understand me? He wasn't dominant. You know, he wasn't.
Let me get all his belly up in there. Y'all gonna help me out.
Ain't nobody tell you to get. Ain't nobody tell you to go
ladies
to jail
and
ask
again.
Deborah.
They're not helping me.
Deborah, why did you let him get all this gut? Stop cooking all them damn hog maws and pig feet, damn it.
Yep. And who is Deborah?
You know the hell Deborah is. You knew last night when you was laid up with him. Now you want to play the nut roll.
Oh, man.
Go ahead.
That's his problem, the nut word.
He went his back because he can't show all of his old big grits.
I want to show my big Italian cock.
Anyway. But I'm saying Reggie White, on the strength that Reggie White wasn't no aggressive, dominant defensive end. He was on point. He had skills. He knew how to get to you. That's why he ranked up there.
Wait a minute. You just say he wasn't an aggressive, dominant defensive end, but he had skill.
Right,
so how would he be aggressive if you say he wasn't aggressive and he wasn't dominant? He would have to have been dominant. But this is playing devil's advocate for him to be a great. And he's obviously one of the greatest ever.
He had skills. He knew.
I'm done.
He knew how to get around them offensive guards.
No pork rinds for you.
Not him. No shit. But but I'm saying that, and I'm saying like, okay. Let me put it like this: if you compare, if the name Whipple Marshall came up, Whipple Marshall, Whipple Marshall is whack. He was just pow an individual. You understand?
That's true.
Then let's
put you in the hospital.
Then let's put Richard Dent out there. Richard Dent wasn't no killer machine like Whipple Marshall.
But
Richard
Dent, I was getting ready to say, you're talking about
no, listen. May I finish? Richard Dent knew he had the skills to get to the quarterback, to get around that offensive guard, whoever was blocking. Whatever I was talking.
Never know.
So that's what I'm saying. Whipple Marshall had the reputation. He was aggressive. Bow, just like Doug Planks and Doug Planks and Gary Fensick.
Isn't it fair to say though, and I'm just asking, if you're a linebacker, you got to be aggressive if you're going to rush the pass. Because you're coming from a position where you're further away, you're off the line of scrimmage usually. Yeah, you can blitz, but you got to be a little more aggressive because you're smaller, but you got more speed. But I'm just saying, naturally, and I'm asking your opinion. You don't have to agree with me, obviously. Wouldn't you have to be more aggressive as a linebacker in general to rush a quarterback? To rush him, not just to play the position, but to rush a quarterback.
Yeah, you have to be
able to have the speed to get back.
You have to come a little bit more aggressive, because you're playing from a distance.
Okay.
You're not lined up at the line.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
This is what I'm saying about that. This is why I made the comparison. I had threw off with the Reggie White and the Richard Dent and the Whipple Marshall. Yeah. Now I made two comparisons and saying that's playing the same position. Free safety, strong safety, Doug Plank and Gary Fensick. Right. Doug Plank had the reputation of being aggressive. He come in, he hits hard, bow, left and right. Gary Fensick knew how to stop. He knew where you were coming from. He knew what play you was calling. He was, the ability. That's what I'm saying.
America, just heard it.
That's what I'm saying.
He's breaking it down like Herman Edwards, like Bill Belichick, or any other great coach that's ever coached in this game. He is Red Man. This is the big belly man. CATDADDY, I'm going to ask you a question.
And the reason that he knows that is because of me. Because you can't put Doug Plank, Gary Fensick, and all those guys in between each other. Because, first of all, we started off with the number one sack man. Okay, we went around the corner. We'll let him finish.
Well, I'm just going to ask you because it's your time to shine now. We're going to talk about the Bears. You're a big, huge Bears fan, and that's no pun intended. You're a fan of the Bears. But seriously, though.
Right, you ain't ate a bear. You don't look like a bear. So
okay, so just outside of Walter Payton, which is everyone's favorite Bear wearing his kangaroos back in the day with the curl, which I had a curl. You had one. Don't front. Who's your favorite Bear outside of Walter Payton and why? Don't say Richard Dent because I'll stab you.
Dennis Gentry.
Okay. That's a good choice. And why Dennis Gentry?
Because he was an all-around player.
He was a good player.
He could do anything and everything. He could run he could be a halfback. He could be a wide out.
Slot.
He could slot.
Yeah.
Yep. He could do anything.
Let me ask you this question.
That's the thing that they're trying to make Devin Hester to be. You can't make Devin Hester be another Dennis Gentry.
So you had Devin Hester and Dennis Gentry.
When you looked over the playbook and you saw what Dennis Gentry did with no respect, like Walter Payton with no respect, Now you got a Devin Hester.
What'd you think about Curtis Emmons?
He had a slight weakness in his game.
Slight weakness is thinking
Slight,
that's saying,
what the hell is a slight weakness?
That's being kind.
When somebody can
That's being pretty kind,
somebody
but
can overrule your mind, man. You know, it's like,
all right.
okay, I'm not gonna do that.
No, you're making your point. Go ahead, break it down.
Cut you off. Go ahead.
It's like when you have so much confidence, and then somebody else can tell you that that's not your slot. Okay, you can no, you can do this, and you know in your mind, and you know you can do that, and you put that in there. I can do all of that.
Okay.
But you focusing on what they said you can do over here.
So in other words, you going off what they saying instead of following your heart.
Right. Exactly.
So I want to ask you this question, CATDADDY. We're gonna end in about 11 minutes. We got a little time. Out of all the Bears quarterbacks, in your opinion, and you've seen probably 30 years, 35 years, and 40 years, I don't get into too much more detail in there.
Right, he trying to make me 152
who had
years
the
old.
strongest arm as a Bears quarterback you've ever seen?
Vince Evans. That's the bottom line.
I heard a lot of Vince Evans. Was he really that good?
He had the strongest arm, and he had Scott with him. And the only thing was they weren't taught the right method of their strong arm and the speed that Scott had. And I'm gonna tell you something. Somebody out here gonna say that to me, and you and everybody else in America, and we know we telling the truth.
We posted up in the dungeon. We're gonna switch this to basketball. Your favorite point guard ever in life?
My favorite point guard ever.
Kyle Mason.
Spud Webb.
Why Spud Webb? Because he was your size?
Yeah.
That's fair. You see now, America, while we sit here in the studio, that's a fair answer. Right, Red Man? Who's your favorite point guard?
Magic Johnson.
The Magic Man.
How you a point guard? He's 6'7".
He's 6'9".
Okay, that even basically makes it even worse.
Melo Yellow's favorite point guard.
It makes it worse.
Melo Yellow's favorite point guard was Isaiah Thomas. For different reasons.
That's an even.
Favorite off guard all time. We going down the line as we drink beer and talk sports.
That's an even height.
Yeah, man.
Going down the line about what?
We going down the line. Favorite positions in basketball as we wind down our program. Drunk, toe up, high as giraffe pussy. Go ahead, Red Man. Best
and I'm going
off
on
guard ever.
Best shooting guard.
Shooting guard.
2 point. Oh, wow, that's a good question.
Best shooting guard. I can answer that very easily.
He said, I love it. That's a pretty good question. Let me think about it. I love Laker fans. But they can legitimately say that.
You said best shooting guard. He over there on the Lakers side, right?
But you know what? He can legitimately say that. It's not like it's like, oh yeah, right away. He's like, well, you know, he did a little this, he did a little that.
You're right. Now, point guards, I already said my favorite point guard was Magic Johnson.
That's not what he asked you.
I know that's not. May I finish, please? Now, he said his favorite point guard was Isaiah Thomas. Now, if you ask me who was the best point guard, I would say Isaiah Thomas because he was a cold motherfucker. I got to give him all the credit in the world. Now,
best point guard you've ever seen.
Isaiah Thomas.
CATDADDY.
I'm sorry. I interrupted the program.
It's the malt liquor.
Threw me off my point.
Quality malt liquor. America pays the drink.
Now the best shooting guard. The best shooting guard. I would say. Oh wow! I know. I'm throwing this.
You said point guard. Best shooting guard.
The best shooting guard.
Clyde Drexler.
I wouldn't say Clyde Drexler. I would say.
Y'all talking about all these 6'7" brothers. We talking about point guards.
Off guard.
Oh, my fault. I'm sorry.
I would say the best shooting guard. Oh my God, is the Trent Freeway.
Okay.
I'll go with it.
You spell it, man name.
The best shooting guard you've ever seen, CATDADDY, is it Allen Houston? Is it Mitch Richmond? Is it Darryl Walker? Is it?
I don't even know these people.
Is it Vernon Maxwell? Is it Come on, there's so many to choose from, brother. I got Jordan. I enter that discussion.
Damn.
Real quick.
You know what?
Shut your mouth up.
Oh, damn.
See?
After that, Kobe.
They go
Jordan
back
is
to
Kobe.
what I was saying
It's Drexler. Shut the fuck
about
up.
point guards, small forwards, power forwards, centers, and all this crap. It's all changed. How in the hell do you have a
that's a good point.
7 point guard and don't work in the league?
Well, I said
my number one shooting point guard, John Paxton. Okay,
that's because he was a bull.
And but he was a 3-point shooting point guard. Yeah, they're gonna get mad at me.
And this program is sponsored by Bacon's Pork Rinds, America. As we drink beer and talk sports.
And Frank's Red Hot Sauce, we put that shit on everything.
The reason why I said Latrell Sprewell because, you know, I thought he was talking about a shooting guard that stayed.
He said point guard.
Listen, I think he talking about a shooting guard that stayed at shooting guard. Michael Jordan was all over the place. So I didn't know.
All the rest of them was all over the place.
Talking about
the best small forward we've ever seen.
That stayed
he
small
said
forward.
point guard.
Small forward, yeah.
See,
I have to go with
they're not
Charles
going to be all right.
Charles Barkley was a small forward.
He was 6'4", 6'5".
But did he play? And I'm just asking. I'm not arguing with you. But was he a small forward or a power forward?
Hell no, he was a power forward.
I think CATDADDY
6'6".
But what's your opinion?
275 pounds worth of crap.
Think about
Charles, I love you because you talk a lot of crap.
Okay, we're fair when we drink beer and talk sports and eat Frank's Red Hot Sauce. We're fair, America. We don't be judgmental about our friends and family. We judge them fairly.
Exactly. Because nobody knows the truth about half of them anyway.
Right.
They might be doing the
half
same
thing.
Half
of them childless and another half of them is ex-cons.
Shit. How much money do you take to get out of jail?
So, best small forward you ever saw, in your opinion? He originally said Charles Barkley, but then he struck that, or he striked that, so he comes
was
with
it
a new
me?
answer.
No, it was me.
I know it wasn't me.
I said Charles Barkley, but
he called Charles Barkley a small forward.
He was a small forward size, and he was really an all-guard size.
Hey, Charles, you get a chance, tell the truth.
Hey, let's talk about Charles Barkley as we drink beer and talk sports real quickly. We got about 8 minutes left, America. I know you want to go and look at the Young and Restless reruns on your DVR, but real quickly, how good was Charles Barkley at 6'4"? Couldn't even palm a basketball. Could palm the hell out some Frank's Red Hot Sauce, but could not palm a basketball. Probably could palm my bald ass head. CATDADDY, how good was fucking Charles Barkley? Wake up! Wake up!
I'm not asleep.
Charles Barkley, Sir Charles.
Charles, I like the way you say what you say because you don't think about it before.
That's terrible. That's terrible.
See, and you know who that is? That's your center that can't make a free throw.
So what you think about his game?
Talking about how Charles had a strong game. Strong game.
That's an understatement.
Okay, he had a very strong game. He can muscle up. He can get up under anybody he can get up under. But like they say, you need to have players around you. And yet, I feel sorry for that fact.
You'll go around
because you went through the championship and you ran up on Mike. And you know, you can't run up on Mike. Mike is a bad mob. You know, I ain't gonna cuss on TV. Or the American Channel. But Charles,
you so good at house.
I love the fact that you say what you want to say and do what you want to do.
Yes, sir.
They don't give a damn about me.
Just America's apple pie.
America! CATDADDY said it. He's a Bulls fan, but he's telling you why he likes Charles Barkley. I'll tell you why I like Charles Barkley. Real quick, and I'm going to let my man Redman talk. As we drink beer and talk sports.
That's right.
And Teddy Ruxpin and Hug up in here.
Don't let him fool you.
Check it out. Barkley was probably the best player pound for pound, inch for inch ever.
I agree.
And listen to what I'm saying. When we
At
have
what
people
position,
like
though?
LeBron James,
Michael Jordan,
at power forward at 6'4".
power forward. See,
not only was he the best power forward in the league, in the 80s and early 90s when there were more probably dominant power forwards than any other era in the game, he dominated at 6'4", couldn't palm a basketball, dominated, dream teamer, gold medals at 6'4". He dominated a power forward position. He was not a small forward. He would back you down, stay there, do this, could jump out the gym, could go coast to coast and dunk on you, could dribble, could shoot the 18-footer. He was an all-around player, probably the best pound for pound, inch for inch player I think I've ever seen. Because he could do stuff that Pippen couldn't do at small forward position because he wasn't big enough. He was like my man right here with this right here and these big shoulders.
Yeah.
But he was a smaller guy like our size, playing a big man's position, dominating, not just holding his own, dominating.
And it's irritating to another person.
What you think, Perez?
That's irritating. That's irritating.
That?
It's just like. Okay, go ahead, my brother.
No, you go ahead and say
it.
Now, I can convert with that big time because Charles Barkley was consistent at the position he was in, even though it was two different positions that he was playing, small forward, power forward. But at the main thing that he dominated was on small forward position. On his offense, he dropped the ball left and right. He dropped his tools. He scored left and right. Defense, can't put it up there. But other than that, for that man to be the size he was and he wasn't the height where he was at, he did a great job.
I'm going to ask you a question as we drink beer and talk sports and try to end this program on a positive note. You insulted me by saying Charles Barkley never played defense. Now, I know he may have not been a Pippen or LeBron James, your favorite player, Kobe Bryant, another player that you love so much, Ben Gordon, a player that you love. But I just want to be honest with you. This is my honest opinion from what I saw. Pound for pound, inch for inch, he held his own defensively. He would block shots.
Who?
Yeah,
I agree.
Charles
Barkley.
He wasn't Mr. Lateral movement.
He wasn't.
But he was a power forward, undersized, playing 6'9" guys like Antoine Carr, Karl Malone, Andrew McDyess, Sean Kemp.
Right.
You can go down the line. Charles Oakley.
I agree.
Down the line.
Because you got 6'9"
outside the center on a team.
Point guards.
So yeah, he may not have been that good defensively because he's undersized, but offensively he was getting with him. But he wasn't like a boozer where he was like Matador. We just do some shit like this and like and it'd be a 3-point play.
Right.
He would do some shit like this and knock your ass out. Because he's a country boy from Alabama, like Bo Jackson and Frank Thomas, who went to the same school.
So
Frank Thomas should never played baseball. He should have been
a tight end.
Exactly.
So okay, you made your point. That's
funny to me. You know what's funny to me in
Charles
America?
On offense.
I'm going to let my brother speak. But other than that,
he's power forward on offense.
Okay, but he scored left and right on the defense. He held his ground to be 6'4" and a half.
I thought he did. This is my opinion.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. I'm looking at Charles Barkley more so on the offense level. I ain't saying that he didn't play defense. He did play defense, but then with his height and the way he is, he still stood his ground. Okay, he stood his ground compared to LeBron James. LeBron James let a point guard run right past him because he don't want to play defense.
But you just said he was your favorite.
Yeah, okay.
He was your
America,
favorite small forward. But now you sit there clowning his defense, America.
You heard that, man.
Right?
He
so that's his one weakness.
He
reneged his defense.
So
right?
we're not going to talk about this
but
anymore.
So I'm going to ask him this question real quickly as we end.
Because we're going to shut this down.
Sports and eating Frank's Red Hot barbecue sauce and hot sauce. So you said that LeBron James is your favorite small forward.
No, LeBron James is my favorite small forward. He's not my favorite. You asked who favorite small forward. Who I said Charles Barkley.
Okay, over Pippen and over. But remember, Barkley's a power forward. He played the power forward position. That's what the misunderstanding. Even on our show, America, we have misunderstandings, but we still, at the end of the day, have orgies. Thank you.
Ladies,
And we eat foreskin. So again, I ask you, who is your
Don't forget the
favorite?
hot sauce.
And we eat plenty of Frank's red hot sauce. And we drink plenty of this here, whatever this shit is called. I can't even pronounce it.
Edge. Because it takes the edge off the people who don't know how to play basketball.
Your favorite small forward before we end this program.
Scotty Pippen.
Wow.
See?
Finally,
I
somebody
told y'all.
has some damn common sense. I'm Mellow Yellow. This is Red Man. And this is Cat Daddy. Thank you once again, Drinking Beer Talking.
Y'all have a good
Kiss
night.
our black ass.
Joy, love,
Wait, hold on.